All right, let's go ahead and dive in. So today I was talking with Jeff and Craig last night, and one of the things that we have constantly been discussing is trying to figure out how we can just get you guys to do the basic things that we know are going to have the most immediate impact on your business. And obviously, there's a lot we can do, and you guys are doing a ton because we wouldn't be having the success we've been having if you aren't out there working. So I don't want to make this sound like you're not working. I want to make this sound like there's opportunities to do very basic things to even go to another level and to continue to have the success that we're having. And one of those basic things is just having conversations, right? Which in today's environment is tougher to do because it's still not super easy nor fun to go out anywhere, right? Trying to take kids out to a restaurant right now where they've got to have masks on except when they're eating. I mean, it's not an easy thing to be social right now from a physical standpoint. But we can all agree that we're probably all spending, except for maybe Craig, we're all spending more time on social media. We just are. We have more free time. We've got more downtime. We're in our house more. We've got more time, right? So it's all about how do we create conversations, start conversations, and then take those conversations deeper and deeper and deeper. And in order to do that, number one, we've got to start by just starting the conversation. And that's really what the daily posts that we've been doing recently, especially, have been really trying to start, right? They've been conversation starters, polls, if you will. And hey, here's three options. Which one would you do? And I've seen a lot of you taking advantage of those. My only thing is, and what we're going to dive into here a little bit for the next 30 minutes, is really how do we take that and take it another step? Because a lot of you are taking that post and you are distributing it and putting it out, but that's kind of where it's stopping. And as I go through the feeds, I'm seeing that you guys are getting a lot of engagement. But if we're going to really take advantage of that engagement, that's, if we just really boil it down, those are conversations, right? It's you communicating, someone else responds, and then you guys just leave them hanging, right? That would literally be like you out at a bar, you ask someone their name, they tell you, and you're like, cool, and you exit stage left, right? Can't do it. So what we have to do is realize what we're really doing, right? When we create a post, when we create a piece of content, we're starting a conversation, okay? That's all we're doing. Now, what social gives us is the ability to have conversations at scale. So I'm going to just show you a quick example. Let me share my screen here. So this was the post that we did today, okay? And I'm going to go view the post, and I want to show you exactly what I mean. So this is the daily post, right? So we push this out. This post here is meant to be a conversation starter. Just get people talking, get someone to respond to you, okay? The first response I get is from Misty. Now, I know Misty, and we have mutual acquaintance and Otis, right? So all I'm doing is starting a conversation now. So she replies back that she's actually thinking about getting a different house. So she's actively thinking about what room she would want in that house. Now, if I just leave Misty hanging here, now obviously I'm not an agent, right? So I'm going to push her in Otis's direction, which would not be the case normally, right? So this is kind of a different example for most of you. Most of you, you would be pushing Misty to yourself. But you can see that if I just left Misty hanging, this may not go anywhere. But Misty engaged. So now I have got to re-engage with Misty, right? And we have to start having a conversation, which is exactly what we're doing. This is just a conversation. And as you can see, she's really, yes, we're almost ready to sell their house and buy a new house. And they're going to use us and Otis to do it, right? But that is pushing them, hey, nudging, slowly having these conversations. I wouldn't know this. I just saw Misty yesterday. This did not come up, right? So I wouldn't know what's going on in Misty's world unless we're having this conversation, a real estate conversation. This post opens the door for that. Okay. But if I just leave it here, and that's what a lot of you are doing, a lot of you are posting it, people are responding, and then you'll go like it, right? Which is awesome. But guys, this is social conversation. So let's have a conversation with these people as they respond. Okay. Now, Missy's not the only one. So we're having that conversation with Missy. Now, I get this comment from Tim. I don't actually know Tim, right? So we start having a conversation. And again, it's just engaging in what he's doing. Now, Tim lives in Wyoming. Is he a lead for me? Maybe not. But what's going on in Tim's world? He's thinking about what he would live, where he would live, and what he would have if he didn't live in Wyoming. Now, as we start having a conversation, I re-engage, right? I'm joking around, mentioning Florida too. Oh, this is a conversation. That's it, right? And so everything you do from a social perspective, whether you're using our posts or not, the whole point is to have conversations. Now, I would argue that if we really wanted to take this, if I was an agent, like you are, and I really wanted to take this to another level, then I would actually go ahead and directly message Tim. And I'm going to click on Tim and I'm going to click message. And then my message to Tim is going to be, thanks for engaging on the post this morning. Always like to connect and get a feel for what's going on in every else's world during this crazy time. Enjoy Wyoming. Right? Now, I'm opening the door with Tim for a one-on-one conversation. Maybe it goes somewhere, maybe it doesn't, right? Maybe Tim decides, you know what, I do want to move to Hawaii. Oh, you do, Tim? Because that's what he mentioned in this comment. Awesome. You know what? Hold on, sorry. You know what, Tim? Then we should chat because I can actually help you do that. We have agents in Hawaii. Would you like me to connect you? Right? So as people re-engage, we need to have conversations. That's it. This is literally all I want to go through today, is show you that as you're doing it. Now, let me show you. Lauren, don't kill me for calling you out. But I want to show you, Lauren's been doing an awesome job of posting our content, right? And she's been getting great engagement. So this is why I want to share this. So Lauren's getting great engagement here. Okay. Lauren, here's my piece of advice. You've come in and you've liked all of it, which is awesome. And that is a great step number one. Okay. And at a bare minimum, I love it. Now, what I want you to do is, even on these people who have just wrote the house, engage with them, whether it's replying here, whether it's sending them a direct message. Now it's time. These are people that are answering you back, and you don't want to just leave them hanging, right? We don't want to just give them a thumbs up and peace, see ya, right? Now that's never good. That's not going to encourage the future behavior that we want either, which is them to engage in tomorrow's post. So liking it is a great step, because that's more than what a lot of people do. What I want us to do, though, is take it to another level and literally sit here and reply to each of these people and then message them one-on-one. And, you know, and I see that you're doing it with some of them, right? Like Linda posted here a nice long post. And Linda is, I would say, mentally, I don't know who that is in relation to you, Lauren, but Linda's thinking about what's going on in her world, right? You can just tell, I hate mowing the yard work, but I do it, right? Interesting. This comment here tells me Linda is very mentally close. And so I like that you replied back to her. But that is one that I would direct message Linda right now and start having that conversation to say, hey, I'm out in the marketplace. If I see a house that has, lawn, but maybe an HOA that takes care of the lawn or whatever, you figure that out from your perspective, your relationship with Linda. Again, I don't know how you know her, but that would be my approach, right? So I just wanted to use Lauren as an example. Someone else that does an awesome job that I know a lot of you know, he does not work for us, but I'll show you what I mean. And he does an excellent job with just having social conversations. It's Jonathan Knight. He's the top agent for Century 21 in West Virginia. He's only in his third year in the business. But Jonathan does a great job of posting a lot of different type of content. So this is what I want for you guys to see. And some of our agents do a great job of this. Andy Simmons does an awesome job. Lauren Wolf does an awesome job. So I don't want this to make it sound like we don't have people doing great things. We are. Jessica Beggins has been doing a great job. I just want to show you that Jonathan Knight in particular does a great job of a variety of content. Okay. But if you actually look at his content, a lot of it, and he'll mix in this real estate, right? So like, this is what I love that he does, because these first couple posts, nothing about real estate, right? Just showing somebody else's skill set, which is wild. Cause now you're kind of intrigued by this video. You kind of want to sit here and watch it, right? So then it's out on the water. Okay. Interesting. Then real estate, boom. By the way, I'm a really good agent. Then it's puppies, right? Then it's some real estate, some really cool stuff, but subtle real estate here. And that's wild looking, right? It actually looks like it belongs in a house here on the beach. So as I go through real estate, not real estate, right? So he does an excellent job. Now, the other thing that Jonathan does a really good job of is re-engaging. And even he, I think, could do a better job with this. And this is something I've actually talked to him about in the past. So he'll come in and he'll re-engage like Lauren was doing, but I want to see more conversational. Now he'll do it, right? So he's communicating, and this is also something that Jeff would be very proud of. Let me see if Jeff is on. Actually, I'm going to add Jeff. Let's see if he made it on here. Because I want to, yeah, he did. Let me promote Jeff real quick. And give me 1 second here. Make Jeff a co-host. All right, Jeff, you are now a co-host. Now, this is something too that when we want to take this to the next level, if you notice what happened, Charles Ludwig replied to Jonathan in a GIF, right? So how does Jonathan respond? Does Jonathan respond with text? Nope. Jonathan replies back with another one, right? In the same way that individual communicated with him, he communicates back. So as we're replying, if we really want to be Jedi ninjas as we reply to these people and have really good conversations that actually connect us and actually connect with the person that we're talking to, now we need to pay attention. Let me go back to this post here. We need to pay attention to what are they saying, right? And even just the fact that when Misty, as an example, mentions Otis in this first comment, me mentioning Otis back confirms to Misty that I heard what she said, right? And me and her are on the same page. I'm confirming everything with her. So as you reply back, VAK, DISC becomes a major role. And I know this seems ridiculous because this is just literally one post on social with one person commenting back. But I promise you, if you do this consistently, oh my God, sorry, my baseball group has gone crazy here. If you do this consistently, okay, that's just my phone. My phone's just being weird now. If you do this consistently, you will get consistent results. You will have multiple real estate conversations socially every single day, which will create a framework that's going to allow you to take your business to another level. So I just want to share that. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Jeff can add anything he wants to add here. Okay.
You're right on as far as engagement goes and making sure that you absolutely speak their language, guys. We've been through that a million times. Don't have to get too far into that today, but really pay attention because it's the little things that just slide by. And when Puma and I were texting yesterday with Craig saying what was the topic we were going to touch on today, my reply was, I'll just read you my reply because this is kind of how we think, right? I said, we need to make sure that everybody gets more comfortable starting conversation without their BS drunk monkey fear of rejection, right? And then the quote I just wrote down is, if you were to move hypothetically, if you were to move again, hypothetically speaking, of course, where would you guys go next? Would it be a bigger house, be a smaller house, would it be the same neighborhood, different town? What would your next house have that your current one doesn't have, right? And it's all about starting the engagement, which is what Mike's talking about this morning. But guys, we have to plant seeds, right? When we have no choice, we have to plant seeds and get people to start thinking about real estate. Now, first of all, the simple thing to do is just reach out and like Puma, it's just chumming the water, right? What Puma's daily posts are is to let people just rise to the top that have real estate going on in their head. Those are the ones to just, like he said, just tackle, go face to face, go hand to hand, and just start having the conversation. Right, and find the low-hanging fruit. If you don't have the low-hanging fruit, then you have to work a little bit and think about who do you know that most likely will be moving. Now, here's the question, or here's a simple statement. Every single one of you, right, will move again. We all will move. It's just the human nature. We'll move every 7 years, 7 to 10 years. It's now the average. There used to be 5, now it's 7 to 10. People are staying put a little bit longer, but they would move. Every one of us is going to move again. So knowing that you're going to move again, where would you go next when you do move, and when's it going to be, right? That's the question to start having with people, and then find out who's ready and who's even considering. If they're not ready and they're able, there's a sale there. You guys got this, right? There's a sale if they're able, even if they're not ready because they haven't thought about it. Every one of us, there's something that you'd like to have with it in your house that your house doesn't have. I love my house. My house doesn't have a pool. Right, I'm talking to 3 pool contractors right now to design the kind of pool that I want. Now, if I am looking, if I see a house that has a badass pool that's as nice as the house this works for me family-wise right now, I would consider moving because I'm about to spend a bunch of money on a pool. And if I could find a house that already has a pool, it's a hell of a lot easier than seeing a bunch of people digging in my house for 6 months, right? I don't want that part of the process. I don't, right? I don't want the aggravation. I don't want the expense. I don't want the annoyance, okay? So I could be a buyer. I'm really not, but I could be because I'm doing a significant upgrade to my home and it makes sense to find. Does that make sense, guys? So if you were talking with me, it's there. It's planting a seed. Now, if you were to move again, where would you go next? What would you do? What would your next house have that your current house doesn't have? What were you going to say?
Well, let's play that out, right? So this is exactly the point of what we were doing today. So as an example, Jeff sees the post that I have there today. Jeff's going to reply back, I need a pool number 1, right?
I would hit number 1.
Yeah. I need a pool, right? So my reply back to Jeff then is going to be awesome. So if you had the perfect pool with the perfect house, that would be the house for you. Yeah, it would. Great. Literally the very next thing I'm going to do is go take a look to see are there any cool pool homes on the market right now. And I'm going to send a link to Jeff, not knowing his budget yet, not knowing really what he wants. But what I'm really doing is A, connecting, and B, trying to get a feeler out there because Jeff's going to respond with a couple things. One is going to be, no, that's way out of my price point. No, that's not really the pool I'm looking for.
I don't like that town.
Yeah. I don't like that area. Or, dude, I love that house. Right? I'm going to get one of those things, and any of them are okay because now I'm getting information and data, and what I'm really doing is starting to sift through and understand what Jeff's really looking for without me ever saying, hey, so, I am an agent. I can help you find something. I don't have to take that approach. I can take a very subtle approach to this because when he comes back and says, that's not really the area I'm looking for. Oh, So what area are you looking for then?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Oh, you're looking for Madeira Beach. Awesome. So then I send them one in Madeira Beach. That's, I'm not really looking to spend $1 million. Okay. Did you have a budget in mind? You know what your current home's worth? You may actually be able to get into a nicer home for the same payment or less, depending on how much equity you have. Now we're starting a conversation, right? But I can't get there. I don't want to make that big jump. I've got to do it subtly, especially if it's someone that I don't have as of a firmer relationship, right? If it's your best friend, that's different. If it's someone that you either don't know or haven't really communicated with, taking these little baby steps to get there and having a conversation and treating them like they're a human being and just talking to each other, right, will be the difference. And I promise you, if you take that approach, this can lead to a lot of business for you. It really can.
And it's more importantly selling real estate in their head, okay? Because as you post these things like Mike's doing, or post your own stuff, guys, whatever, right? As you post something out there to become visible to mean real estate, you're starting to own the real estate in their brain, which is that one little section of real estate person, trusted real estate advisor, trusted knowledge broker, whatever you want to call it. There's spot for one, right? So every time you drop something out there, it's there. So the seed gets planted, right? And then maybe tonight when everything's quiet and I have my phone in my hand and I open up Zillow. Why? Because the conversation is kind of fresh in my head about a house with a pool. And so I would start looking for a house with a pool and start taking a look. Now, if Puma did a good job, he would have set me up on a search. So when I get my email, I can actually start to search on his site rather than the potential of losing me through Zillow when I'm going to go to somebody who bought the zip code and now I'm going to be bombarded by them and they're going to text me, they're going to call me because I'm inevitably going to click on one and say, hey, give me some more information on it, right? Even if I fully intend to use Mike, somebody else is going to intercept me somewhere along the process. And if that person is skilled, they own me, right? If that person makes it frictionless for me and makes it so simple, then I'm just going to drop Mike like a bad habit because they made it so simple for me because I don't have time, right? You guys got it? So when it becomes a fluid interception is really what it is. That's the way it works. So that's why we push you guys to have the listings because you're going to get the sign call. You're going to get the people that are searching through, right? That's what's going to happen as a result of this. But it's about planting the seeds and having the conversations. Now, every one of you think for a second, because we do this to our clients all the time. Who do you guys know right now? Think for a second. Who do you know that's even remotely in a transitional stage in their world? Okay. They have gotten a divorce recently, or you know they're considering getting a divorce recently, or you know that they just had a baby, or you know that they're pregnant. Okay, just stop right there for a second. Close your eyes and think about that. Who do you know that's having something going on in their core world right now? Either the contemplation of a divorce, the process is happening or has happened, they have little kids, or they are pregnant and about to have another kid. Okay. Now I'm just chunking this down on purpose because I want you guys to think for a second. Think. Every one of you knows somebody in one of those positions right now. Okay. Now write down, type a note to yourself in your phone and think about it. Okay. Who do you know that has kids that are about to graduate? Okay. This year or the next year, in the next couple of years. Who do you know? Think about it for a second. Who do you know that has kids about the age that they're doing that? Who do you know? Next question. Who do you know that's retiring? Right? They're at the stage of life that they are retiring. Who do you know that's sold their business recently or came into a decent amount of money from a wealth transference, inheritance, or sold their business or anything like that? Okay. Now, notice what we're doing, guys. We're doing the exact same thing we talk to you guys about doing with your clients all day long, right? So that list of people that I just went through, I know something popped into your head. And those are the people to engage with today and say, hey, Shirley, I was just thinking about you. How are you? Okay. That's the lead in, right? It's a, hey, Shirley, want to sell your house? No, Shirley, how are you? What's going on? How's your world? What's happening in there? That's it. Because you know you have inside information in your mind that something's going on that you might be able to help them with. I don't care what it is. Help them with a refi, do something. But you know people that are in that position And that's your next go-to. So the order of priority, this is Monday morning. I want a new deal to put up on the scoreboard this week for every one of you this week. We have to get a deal this week. So the order of importance as a Monday morning is all of your top leads, lead follow-up, right? Those who have been thinking about it, that you're working with, call them this morning, shoot them a text and saying, how was your weekend? I'm organizing my week. I have some time for you. Are you ready? Right? To every one of your hot leads right now. And then book one and then go sell them something. Fair enough? And then once you're done with your hot leads, then go through your warm leads and see if any of the warm ones have become hot, and make sure you have the accurate time to follow up with them and put them in your CRM. That's it. There's your Monday morning. And then if that doesn't work, then the path of least resistance is to follow up on the posts like Mike's doing, or do your own post or do a video and that whole thing. Next thing, go follow the daily marketing guide and pop some content out there. That doesn't work, go call some FSBOs, call some expireds. That doesn't work, go hit some Remind. And there's no excuse, guys. And there's not. So that's kind of what we talk about, is what can we do to strip away the friction, to strip away the excuses, to excite you enough to go put some cash in your bank so you can do the things that put a big ass smile on your face, and eliminate the things that don't put big ass smiles on your faces. That's it, right? So that was a little mini rant. I just kind of got off there, but guys, this is the point. This is Monday morning. The market couldn't be any better. The rates couldn't get any stronger. Supply and demand couldn't be better on your side. It's amazing if you're a seller. It's amazing if you're a buyer. It's perfect. There's not been a better perfect real estate market than there is right now. It doesn't exist. We're normally on one end of the spectrum, right? Rates are crazy high, it sucks, right? Or rates are really, I mean, you've got weird dynamics going on in the marketplace. It's never been this perfect. So if you're not so busy right now, I love the number of people in this company right now that are popping 6, 8, 10 deals a month right now. And it is fantastic, and it's happening, and they're crushing it. And all I want is, if you are watching and you're one of the ones that want that and are not doing it, then we just need to dust you off, kick your butt, pat your back, whatever it's going to take, but get you to take that one extra step this week to get one extra deal. Okay? That's the whole point. And I'm fired up about it. I just can't explain the passion I have for this industry and for you guys right now to just crush it and get to that next step. So that's what I wanted to add.
No, I love it. I mean, I think the only other thing I'll add to that is, no matter what you decide to do here, it's consistency, right? You can't do it just today and then expect that to feed your entire business. It will not work.
Nope.
Right. And for those of you that are like, oh, I feel salesy, you won't if you do it consistently. When you're only doing it when you want something, that's salesy. When you're doing it every single day and you're just being consistent, and you're consistently putting out content, you're consistently reaching out, you're consistently doing that, then it's just you, right? It becomes who you are. It creates that expectation with those that follow you, with those that are your friends, that those that are in your sphere. You're going to connect. You're going to keep helping. You're going to continue to guide them. You're going to continue to push out content. So consistency solves everything. And I get it. You're busy. There's a lot going on. But if you guys are really looking for business right now, there's no reason.
Yep. To that point, I got to jump off because I got a 9. And then I'm going to see you again at 9:30 and then 10:30, right, Puma?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
9.
Guys,
So
please go
guys.
crush it. Go reach some people. Reach out to us if you guys need anything at all, and make this the best week you've ever had in the history of your career. Might as well. Everything's teed up for you. Just ready to just go knock it. So
if you need help, we're here.
Anyways, see you guys.
Yep. Bye. See you guys. Have a great morning.